This Talking Flutes podcast is kindly sponsored by Trevor James Flutes, making life sound beautiful. You can show them some flute love by following them on Instagram at TJ Flutes, Trevor James Flutes on Facebook, and at trevorjamesflutes.com. Hello and welcome this week to Talking Flutes Extra with me, Jean-Paul Wright. For our regular listeners, you will know by now that we have been asking all of you who you'd like to be back on the podcasts. And this week, 15 months after their last appearance on Talking Flutes, when I caught up with them both in LA, yeah, it's quite posh, isn't it, in LA, we have the popular and much requested Rachel and Stef from RoSaWay. So a brief précis on them. Their music was born from an unexpected but original combination. See, on one hand, Rachel plays the flute and is a wonderful classical flute player. And Stef plays the drums. And Rachel sings. And they've put all three together. And the RoSaWay is a unique combination, therefore, of flute, drums, and Rachel's, on the website, Rachel's put soothing French voice. It has this depth, this richness, and this sort of uniqueness that makes you sort of listen. It's very unique. It's reminiscent of the 70s. In other words, they combine vintage sounds, a lot of vintage sounds and keys, with the modern electro pop beats. Now, I don't know if Stef is trying to do himself out of a job, but Rachel, for the past few months, has been posting videos on Instagram with all these looping pedals when she's actually doing the drum beat as well. And there's not a sign of Stef anywhere. I think he'd have to watch out. Solo gig coming up, I think. They released their first video in 2017. A wonderful video it was. And soon after, they got their first gig and RoSaWay was born. Now, anyone who knows RoSaWay, and if you don't, I'm going to ask you to get straight on after this podcast and look at the RoSaWay website, because not only is it phenomenally clever in the way they've managed to put the design. I mean, it's not like a flute. You think flute and drum combination, and you think that's a bit strange, but get rid of all that pretense. Go on and look at it. It's fashion. It is the look, the music is 70s, but with a club vibe. And in 2018, they played their first show in the US. And they played at Rockwood Music Hall in New York City. And they recorded at the Pinch Records studio in New York City. And their first single on Infinity, Gritty, and Rope-a-Dope Records. That's a great name, Rope-a-Dope Records. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen of the Talking Flutes podcast verse, may I proffer a huge welcome back to Rachel and Stef of RoSaWay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Thank you, hello.
Thanks for having us.
When we last spoke, and we stood outside the big hall in Anaheim, the NAMM convention, and you were, I think it's the first time either of you have been, wasn't it, to the NAMM convention?
Oh.
That was the second time for you.
Second time, yeah.
Second time for you.
That was the first time we played.
First time we played. And that was the 12th time for me.
12th. Yeah, you've caught up with me. I think I've done 14. It's always a good excuse, isn't it, to go to LA?
Yeah, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stef and Rachel, the last 12 months, how has it been? Have you been locked down in Paris? And what have you been doing? Because obviously, if you follow RoSaWay or you follow Rachel on Instagram, for example, you will see that they don't keep still. They don't sit down and watch videos and eat. And they are constantly writing, constantly performing, constantly experimenting. So tell me what you've been doing.
We were locked down.
Paris,
I think
yeah.
before England, actually, like a week or 2 weeks before you guys. And yeah, we were locked down. And to be totally honest, when our president Macron said that we will be locked down, we were performing our last show. We were on stage.
While he was talking and we were on stage, we didn't know, obviously.
We didn't know what it was. And the venue was packed, so we could die like 100 of times with COVID, and it was totally insane.
And it was a great show.
It was actually a great show, and when it was finished, everybody said, "Wow, that was the last show of the year."
Yeah, you just played your last show. I mean, it's over.
So it was really weird. So I think we remember this show forever.
Yeah, and a lot of musicians' friends were there, so it was like, you guys just played. That was the last show. That's crazy. So it was something special.
Yeah, that was special. And then when we realized that we will be locked down
for a while,
yes, because they said 15 days, but we said, okay, I'm not sure about that. And at the beginning, for me, it was a relief. I'm not sure I have the right to say that, but it was a busy years, and for once I could just rest. I was thinking that I will rest, actually.
Yeah.
So
just thinking.
I was just really relief, and just like 2 seconds after, I was really stressed, like super stressed, like what will we do? How can we manage that and stuff? So it was, at the beginning, it was really stressful. Yeah, because RoSaWay is our baby, and is a little baby. Like, we were 2 years, and it was just the beginning. And we did these shows at NAMM show, and things.
Yeah, things were well. I mean, we had some good gigs coming. Some
sponsorships.
Yeah, some new. Yeah. So things were happening.
Yeah, so that was really weird to just say goodbye to everything, and just we had a lot of brainstormings about what we should do, what we have to do.
Yeah, for like a week we talked about it. Okay, now it was our time, because a lot of good festivals, a lot of great things were supposed to happen. So when you have that and you have to cancel all your flights, or your train tickets, everything, you start thinking, because it's a baby project. So you stop, or you do it all the way. And after a week, we said, okay, let's just, not even a week. We said, okay, let's go all the way.
Actually, not even a week, because Macron talked on Thursday, and he said, on Tuesday, you'll be locked down. And we decided to play a live stream on Tuesday, and nobody did that before. It was just like, pretty new. So we had a lot of views on Facebook and YouTube. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, we had 16K
in the day.
view.
In the day.
It was insane. I mean,
insane.
So
we just had a weekend free, actually, just to think about everything and what we should do and stuff. And
we moved everything from the apartment to make like a kind of venue.
Yeah, that was something.
2 days of just changing the whole thing.
And then we just decided to
not stop, to write the EP, arrange songs,
doing a lot of videos. And actually it was crazy, because 5 days after our lockdown, the US
had the lockdown,
and a lot of our friends asked us to do how do you say that? Collaborations. You say that? So we had to do a lot of videos. Like, it was insane. And at one point, after 1 week, we said, okay, stop. We have to focus on RoSaWay, because it was like, okay.
It was too much. It was great. But actually, one album that we recorded with American friends got a, how do you say that? Not nominated, but
just before
the Grammys.
Wow.
But it didn't get nominated. But
it was put up for nomination. Yeah.
Put up for nomination.
So so we work as maniacs.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane. Like 8 to midnight almost.
It was a good 14 hours to 16 hours a day.
Yeah, 2 months
for 2 months. And we just the living room became like a studio recording room, and the other room became like a video and photo studio.
So
so every day we have to move things, also to to eat something, or to leave a little bit. But it was insane. And then after that, so many things happened. I mean, we had so many connection. People started talking. We invested a lot of money. Also, we said, okay, it's not because the money is not coming in that we need to stop spending.
It can't coming out.
Yeah. So we invested everything. We took a great PR here in France. We worked with a PR in the States, with a label, with a new artistic director, with a stylist, with a makeup artist, with a different video teams. And we did like a music video, 2 live sessions, some like rehearsal. We were able to work in venues, empty venues, with our sound engineer for weeks.
And we had the chance to play 4 shows, like in Rio.
In the middle of that.
Yeah, during summer. Because, you know, it was weird too, because people were so depressed on Instagram, on socials in general. People were like, we're not going to do that. We can't do that. Everything is dying and stuff. And I said, I'm sure we're going to play shows this summer. Like, I was sure about that. And we actually play 4 shows. It's not a lot, but that's not that bad for 2020, I think. So yeah, we just decided to not stop everything,
to not slow down.
Even if it was not well paid, we just did it. Like, yeah, everything. we need to play, we need to see people, we need to exist. So yeah.
And every time we got invited, we didn't look at like, you know, money we will spend or time. We were like, yeah, of course we do it.
Yeah. So we are really tired.
And all those hours together, stuck in the apartment.
Yeah. Actually, we didn't leave.
We were too busy to fight.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that question. You still liked each other?
Yes. We had a few fights, small fights.
It was more not fight, but just discussions. I
think with creatives, that's always going to be the case, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
How do you distinguish between the creative life and the life outside, or don't you have a life?
We don't.
We actually had this talk, this discussion a few days ago, and we just said the thing is we are living RoSaWay.
Yeah.
Like, we are, everything about our life is about RoSaWay. I don't know, maybe it's sad, but we don't have this feeling, but it's just that everything we do is about RoSaWay, or
the way around.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, our love and makes RoSaWay better, and RoSaWay makes our love better.
Yeah.
So I don't see the problem.
And we are always like brainstorming, you know, because everything in our life is about RoSaWay.
First day in the morning.
Music. So during...
First day in the morning, you know, during the night, I was thinking this video, this angle doesn't work.
And sometimes during the night.
During the night. Hey, you know what? I think we should do that. We should work with this guy.
That was actually the case for New York. When I decided we play in New York, I just woke up Stef in the middle of the night and said, we need to play New York.
3 days later, we had 3 shows there booked.
It was during that. So the thing is, we love each other so much that we can do everything, basically, you know, and that's really strong.
So does it ever occur that somebody will get up in the morning, put the coffee on, and then a riff will come in, and then the other person will come in and say, how about this? A beat or a tune?
Of course.
Every time. Yeah. Now that you're saying that, we do that all the time. Like,
and it's never at the right time. Never at the right. It can be in the middle of the night or
when we are watching a Netflix show. Like, we never finish a Netflix show.
No, or it can be we're doing something else and then we have to, I don't know, and then we have to rush doing the rest because we started writing a song or writing the song too late or too early, or I don't know, if it's just it's a mess, but I think it works.
So the nugget of an idea comes up. It could be a riff or it could be this little tune, and you both like magnets to a piece of metal think, I like that. Does it sort of take over you as you try and build this idea into a song? Does it sort of take over your thought processes?
Depends. Actually.
Well, it's the thing is we don't have a way to do it.
No.
I mean, it's so it's always different.
But most of the time, Steph has an idea, and I'm just a police officer saying no. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, because I'm very
It's like
I'm very in a moment.
Yeah, it's like a child, you know. And I know it's like every women said that men are like a child, but I don't say because he's a man, but it's just like really intuitive. So sometimes an idea comes up and you say, "Oh, I have an idea," and he plays with me. I say, "Yeah, no."
You're going too far. And I'm like behind the keyboards and I'm like, yeah, but hear that. And
most of the time he sings his Stevie Wonder or something like that, you know. He's like, I said, no, sorry. So
Steph, my wife calls me a child all the time, so it must be a guy thing.
Definitely.
Should we listen to one of your tracks?
Yeah.
Can we sort of go back a bit with Walk?
On a king size floor. One day she was gone when something went wrong. Took a bottle from, started again alone. Tired of the bread line, balls of fuse and roll. Tonight she's done. Crying by the end of shoes on. The laughing matter, she better on now. Some time looking for someone, pocket full of time, leaving it all behind. She walks, 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 while we talk, talk, talk. She hangs out on the street when you're chilling on your couch. She walks, 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 while we talk, talk, talk. All she's got is on the ground. All she's got is on the ground.
Well, as you can see, that was obviously my favourite. But it's not really my favourite. That's my favourite from a long time ago. And it's my first time of actually hearing them both together, but with this, it's not only a tune, but the message underpinning the whole song that is very important to them both. Can you remind me of the story?
It's, you know, this woman you see on the street every day. She lives on the street, sorry, and you walk by her every day and
not seeing her.
Yeah, because you feel bad for her, but in the same time, you know, you just have your life. So that's how it is. And in the same time, you'll feel so bad. These kind of things can happen to a person. So you just walk by her and, you know, we just imagine who she can be. And yeah.
And the look you can, how you see these people, because most of the time you're going to walk by, you kind of want to stop by and talk to this person or do something. But you also have the look of the other persons behind you. If you do that, they're going to look at you kind of, what is this guy doing? So you don't do it because you're afraid people are going to think you're weird. Mm-hmm. So you don't do it. And you walk by and don't say anything.
It was actually a woman in our streets.
Ah, so it's based around an actual woman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever speak to her, or did you walk past?
We don't really speak, but, you know, she's at the corner of our street and in front of this, how do you say that? Shop?
Shop?
Yeah. and we saw her every day, so we just say, hey, how
Yeah,
are
it's
you?
more like hello and
And that's all, and at the beginning you give her some money, and just after a year you say, okay,
Yeah.
not today, and then you stop.
But I think just saying hi, just saying hello, you're showing a respect for a person, an individual. They do exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
so that was fab. That was fabulous. Now let's move on a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where did Stranger come from?
It's actually the story of my grandmother. She had this disease called Alzheimer, and we wrote this song. It's actually a family song because we
It is
wrote
really a family
the
song.
lyrics with my mom.
Wow.
And it was about her mom, and it was my grandmother, and we wrote the music with Stef dad. So it's like a family, like generations.
Family affair.
Yeah, and that's funny because my mom had her words to talk about Alzheimer, and I had my own feelings about seeing my grandmother having this disease, and that's really hard and weird. It's a weird disease because in the same time it's the same person, but you can't really recognize this person.
He becomes a stranger after.
Yeah, and you become a stranger for her. So yeah, it was about that, and about how to connect with these persons, and what did you miss at when the thing just
Flipped.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And there's no moment actually, but I was a child, and I saw things, and I said to my mom, some things are weird, I'm sure it's not, but it was with my child eyes. And when you're a child, you just have some feelings. It's really intuitive.
You see, it's not normal,
but you can't really say why. And yeah.
And also the important thing, I worked as a nurse before, so this disease is all around us. I mean, almost everyone knows someone who has, or got, who knows someone who has this disease. So it speak to a lot of people because it's something around us.
And when we released this song, it was really emotional because it was a family stuff, and we received so many messages from people like my mom or my grandmother or my grandfather.
So we had stories. Actually, we should have write something.
It was
and get all the stories, because everyone felt that they had to tell us the story, their story. So it was really a moment, actually, because it was our first EP, it was our first music video, and we received so much love and so much, how can I say that, people lives, personal messages. So it was really it was something.
Well, it was such an important message, because in effect you're losing somebody gradually, and then you've lost them, but they're still there. The interesting thing for me, from an artistic perspective, is you managing to create that with a beat. And it's not necessarily a sad beat, it's a message.
Yeah.
And the video that went with it is so creative. Now, who came up with that idea?
Actually, we worked with a team, who is now our artistic directors, and they wanted to do a short movie. That was their dream. And in the same time, they wanted to do a music video. So we said, we have a topic for you.
Let's combine that.
We have a song for you. And they just...
And we really love how they work and how they look at things.
They are doing a lot of fashions, advertising and stuff like that, but in the really beautiful way.
An artistic way.
Yeah. So, we
are lucky to work with them.
And we just said, we have a song. Do you have an idea? And it was just like that.
And we worked together for, I don't know, it took a while, a good 4 months.
Yeah, because it was actually our first for everybody. Like it was their first music video, and it was our first music video.
First EP, first music video. So we worked together, for a good 4 months to put the team together, to get the idea, to get the whole, like, it was a crazy work.
And now we are really friends. So
But
and we work with them all the time.
But creatively, the visual and the music goes together perfectly. And you haven't set out to create this sort of depressing message. You set out to create an honesty with the lyrics, but also an honesty with the visuals, and the visuals connect with the message you're giving.
Great. Good to hear.
So, should we listen to Stranger?
Yeah.
Stranger by RoSaWay.
This terrible witch who saw you pass, arresting your thought of life, arresting your thought of life, looking at me from your outside world. You cannot find your way by, you cannot find your way by. Wipe the troubles, remove, devour, bury, engulf. For how long you live with this? I don't want to forget about you. I'm singing a song for two, a melody for me and you. Darling, you used to bright up my day. You left me here all alone. I lost you in your secret voice.
Now, we are listening and not watching, but I do urge you to go to the RoSaWay YouTube site and watch that video. Either that or look on the RoSaWay website. Actually, look at the RoSaWay website. There's lots more there. There's lots more facilities there than going to YouTube. Yeah, and the links to the YouTube links are there. But I implore you to actually look at the video because it's stunning. And you can tell it's been done by professionals, and you can tell that there is a lot of creative input in, not only from the team outside, but ultimately it's got to come back to Stef and Rachel. And what's really interesting is you can see from the start, there's this person with the big head, the creative head. Obviously there's stuff that's going on and not going on, and yet they pan over and Stef and Rachel are there as themselves. You know, there's nothing, the creativity is almost, look at us, we are here, but look at this other person, they're not there. And for me, there was a real good juxtaposition between that. So, yeah, please go and watch that video. Very, very clever. So, guys, how did you meet?
Good story.
He thinks it's a good story. I think it's so cheesy story. We met during a musician wedding. That's so cheesy. It's so Hugh Grant feeling. So yeah, we met during a wedding like 8 years ago, and I saw him and I said, "Oh damn, he's gonna be my boyfriend, I'm sure." I was so annoyed about these facts. And yeah, and then we met, and 2 days ago, Stef.
2 days later.
yeah, 2 days later, Steph came back to the US, to New Orleans.
Because I just flew to France for the wedding. So 2 days later, I was leaving again for like 2 or 3 months. Yeah.
So yeah. So we did a lot of returns during 4 years, 3 or 4 years, because Steph was based in the US and I was based in Paris, France. So yeah.
No, that is actually, you say it's cheesy, but it's actually very romantic because you met him and he disappeared.
Oh, yeah.
But you ended up together.
2 months and a half or 3 months later, of course, we talked every day on the phone. And when I came back to France, I just moved in.
Yeah,
I went to Rachel's and I stayed.
And suddenly I had so many drums in my apartment.
Yeah, I was going to say that, is that Steph doesn't come with just a small amount of... Well, he doesn't come with a flute or piccolo. And it looks like, Steph, you're a collector because there's boxes arriving all the time, isn't there?
I know, it's insane. But I have gear pretty much everywhere, every corner and every place is even at her mother's. She's got a room just for me.
And you know, each time I want to take like a shoes or something like that, I just have a stick coming or a cymbal or stuff like that. It's insane.
Yeah, Steph, you know, in most marriages, shoes seem to be the most important part for the lady, right?
I know.
You take over, don't you?
Yeah, maybe I win, but she's not far behind me.
No. I'm fighting hard.
Now, Rachel, you're not, because I've seen you on the looping pedals and the drum kits things. Where did that start, actually? You know, when you started doing your because you've got that cracked.
Thank you. I started during the first lockdown. Actually, yeah, this year was insane when I think about it. During NAMM show, I get a new contract, a sponsor contract with Headrush, because a few months before NAMM show, I bought a pedal, FX pedal, which was actually guitar pedals, because there's no pedal for flute.
Weird.
So, and I wanted a really strong
powerful
just to play with a drum. So I started to do videos and they just invited me to play at their booth during NAMM, and they just asked me if I wanted to be an artist, and I said yes, of course, because I think flutist needs to be more in the new, how can I say that? New music, or, like flute can be cool.
Yeah, flute can be cool, exactly.
And I don't know if it's my mission, but I take that as my mission. Like, I know flute can be cool, and I just want people to know that. And so I said yes. And during the first lockdown, so end of March, they send me an email and saying we are launching a new pedal, which is a loop station. Do you want to try? And I didn't want to try. I was like, man, I don't want to do that because I'm so not a geek. Like, I don't, it was not my thing. Like cables and stuff like that, and laptop and stuff. I don't care. I didn't care, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
She does now.
Yeah. They just send me this beast. Like, it's so heavy. Like, it's almost 10 kilos and stuff.
And you can do.
You can do everything.
It's a computer. It's amazing. It's really amazing. But it took us, a while to get used to this whole thing. And I'm used to electronic stuff. But when this machine arrived, I was like, man, what am I going to do with that thing?
Yeah.
It's like.
So we did one video, actually, and we were reposted by Reverb. It was like, wow. And then we did another video. It was actually like, how can I say that? Un clin d'œil to Anderson .Paak with his son, because he was singing a song, and we did a video with the loop station, and he
using his words.
And he reposted us Anderson .Paak, who is one of the biggest
hip hop.
stars of the world. And then we said, oh, maybe there's something here. And yeah, we saw a lot of videos of artists doing looping stuff, and we just decided to do one videos, and it was great. No, I don't know if the video is great, but people were really enthusiastic about it. So we did another video, and then we just stopped during summer, and then we get back to that.
Yeah.
And now we are doing that almost 2 times every week. That's insane.
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
For those listening, I will try and describe what you will see if you watch one of these videos. It starts with Rachel on a drumstick, and then she'll be doing something. She'll get the beat, and then she might do something else with the drumstick, and then she'll put the drumsticks down. But that sound is then starting to loop round, and then she'll pick up the flute, or she may sing something, and that will then begin to loop on the top of that, and then she'll just build up the layers until there is the theme that she needs to work with. And it could be Taylor Swift, it could be anything. The question I'd like to ask is, do you ever get confused where you are on the layers?
I can answer that, because she's not going to be honest, and I think she's doing a really great job. I think you don't get confused.
Wow.
I mean, it takes you like 10 minutes to figure it out, and then we work it from the computer, manage the arrangement. What are we going to play first? But then you now you're fast. I mean, because she also can start the recording of a track, because she has a multi-track that she can record. She can start recording it before, like a few bars before it actually records. So she can anticipate and press the button while she's playing something, thinking that in 2 bars she's going to be recording another part. So
it's really nice.
No, it's really
I think
impressive.
he's gonna ask me something. I'm sure.
Rachel, you've turned into a geek.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it looks fantastic. It actually looks good, because you do different arrangements, different covers. You don't just sort of do it like you would a normal cover. This is one person doing everything.
Really nice. And I didn't, to be really honest about that, I didn't expect people to really like it. And some of my videos just like are, how can I say that? So many likes, so many comments and stuff. And I didn't expect that at all. Like really, it's not, I don't say that to, to be nice or something, but I didn't expect that. And most of these people are flutists and say, thank you for Flute World to do that, because now we know we can be everything actually. And that's what I want, because, I'm classical trained, and most of my life, my teachers or the classical world teach me that I can do things. I can't. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't play like that. You can't do that. And at what point I said, I just want to do that, and I will. And the thing is, I just have the feeling that now it's my career and I can do what I want, what I want, And that's funny to see that people are in the same page and tell me, oh, wow, now I know that I can, and it's so cool. Yeah.
It is very cool. I mean, RoSaWay is cool anyway. And to veer off to do what you're doing, that is, it's very cool. Have you ever done that live? Is that possible to do it live? Well, I suppose it is possible to do it live, isn't it?
Definitely.
On the last video, it's live.
Yeah,
of course.
On a Good For You live session.
Yeah, the live station. Yeah.
It was a challenge, because here I was playing tracks on my multipad, and then we had to switch with a different click track coming from my machine, then to synchronize with her machine.
Oh, wow.
Then she was looping things, and then I was taking back the beats and the looping thing. So it was a challenge, but this was live, and we really wanted to do it live and not like a fake thing. So it took us a while to figure out, but I'm glad we did it.
And yeah, we have this. We really want to do when things gonna be better, to do some demos about looping stuff and how to manage it.
Live looping.
Live looping with drum, and
And
both
we
of us.
actually we had a new idea
Yeah.
yesterday. I mean, she had the idea, so we're gonna do something even more crazy.
Yeah.
But
and you know, working on that is really great for RoSaWay, because you know we just learning so many new things, and we just add all these things on RoSaWay, because on our last EP Dreamer, the flute lines are totally different than on Stranger, and it's all about layers and all about looping stuff. So
and this because we worked on the looping thing, and he made us think differently.
Yeah.
So because those, when we create those looping things for Rachel, of course, obviously we work together on it. So it's for Rachel, but it's a RoSaWay sound and way of creating. So it's just we don't use the same platform to show it, because we use Rachel's Instagram, but at the same time it's it's all RoSaWay.
as we said, it's all about RoSaWay.
Yeah, we breathe.
You breathe, and the heartbeat is RoSaWay. Let's move on. That was quite a nice sort of segue onto Dreamer, because that is different.
Yeah, it was a different.
Yeah, it was different because we had our 2019 year was insane. Like it was one of the best year we had. Like it was, for me personally, it was one of my best year of my life. We had so many experiences, we had so many shows, and we did so many things.
We met so many amazing people, played with,
yeah, it was insane. We did this run in California. We played 4 times in the UK. We play in Italy.
And every time we had we shared the stage with awesome musicians.
Yeah.
We were really lucky. I mean, and those people, we're still in touch with these guys. So it was like
so
inspiring,
fantastic. And I think Dreamer is about
all this.
Actually, it's about how we see 2019 in 2020. Like we were locked down and we were looking at our last year. So it's really feel good, but in the same time, it's kind of nostalgic too.
There's a lot of humor, because even if we talk about sad, it's sad things.
It's ironic.
Yeah, ironic and yeah.
Yeah, because it was how we see and how we saw 2019.
Even our song "Good for You," which when you listen to it, it's kind of fast tempo, like all kind of funny things. And this mom saying to her kid, "Hey kid, just take what's good for you. The other guys, we don't give a about them." It's funny, but actually it's sad, because it's very egoist, like selfish thing, and it's a sad guy, because who thinks about just how many likes he's gonna get on his page, but he doesn't want to follow anybody. What he wants is take your friends. He cannot share friends. I mean, he has his friends, but and it's sad at the same time. And this is all this all EP is like that.
Yeah.
So what should we listen to? Which one?
Depends of your mood.
Yeah.
Both choose the same one, or are you both feeling different vibes?
I'm not sure.
About Dreamer, right? About the EP.
Yeah.
I would say, because we have I don't know, you guys talked about it maybe, but someone from the States fell in love with the song Dreamer.
And it was
was supposed to be something
really big, like a huge mobile company
in the
States, but you have the same company in your country, and they ask us to have our song Dreamer to be the
music video, the music for their ad for the SuperBowl.
Yeah.
Then
so it was supposed to change our life.
Yeah.
And it was 3 weeks ago, but they just decided to go
at
with
the last minute
Ray Charles song. So, and the thing is, they said it was RoSaWay or Ray Charles. I was like,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
And that
So
is
it
the
was,
story. You were that close to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl and playing to 250 million people.
yeah, plus 1 year TV and radio worldwide for their commercial.
and that's a big company.
And it's a big company.
Yeah.
And that's probably your company.
It's probably your mobile. Anyway,
Yeah.
even the record label, the CEO told us, I mean, this doesn't happen. When he called us first with a contract and said, okay, the next 3 days you have to sleep with your phone in your hands because I can call you anytime. It was like, this doesn't happen. I mean,
But
so,
the most ironic things, it's they chose Dreamer, and I was like, RoSaWay, is our dream, and this song is about what was your child dream, and this huge opportunity came out, and and nothing happened, and it's like they chose this song. It's like it's weird
yeah.
because it's about dreaming. It's about the biggest contract of our life, and that's weird. So maybe Dreamer, but in the same time I would say On Your Way Up, because
Yes.
On Your Way Up is actually what we lived with RoSaWay. It's like
It's about us.
some days you're on your way up, and most of the day you're on your way down.
So it's really tempting to go with Dreamer, but personally, it's got to be Only Way Up.
Great.
All right.
I think that's how it is.
This On Your Way Up is, for me, what represents this song is, of course, it talks about this project, and is you're pushing this huge rock, and you're pushing it all the way on top of the mountain, and when you get there, you're almost there, and then something happens, and you let it go, and it goes all the way down, and you have to. The next day, in the morning, you're not crying. You're like, I'm gonna do it again, and this time I'm gonna get on the top of the mountain.
And your friends are saying, "You guys are
crazy."
That's what we say in the song.
Let's have a listen.
Wake up on a day was better on it. Time to sail away. Is it too late to do it? People on the way, roller coaster journey. There's no other way. You gotta be ready. Way up, way down. Keep on, slow down. Way up, way down. Keep on, slow down. On your way up, on your way 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 down. Climbed into the top, reaching what we dreamed of. Seems like all the death fell down in the valley. No better on the way, battle's not expected. Folks are gonna say, you guys are crazy. Way up, way down. Keep on, slow down. On your way up, on your way 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 down.
You can see why we all chose that, because that encapsulates both Rachel and Stef as RoSaWay. When you listen to what Stef was saying about it, you get so far up and the rock is nearly at the top and then it falls all the way back down. It's the Super Bowl all over again. The rock was almost at the top, and if the rock had got to the top, that would have changed them. They wouldn't be there speaking to me now because they'd just be too famous. No, that was wonderful. So, so where does 2021, the remainder of 2022 is going to be big for you. So where's the remainder of this? You're doing some shows, and you're going to be doing a lot of online stuff, I would presume. Where's it going to be taking you?
Dreams, and actually we worked with our artistic director before we made the music video On Your Way Up. She was like, okay guys, you guys are going to take a piece of paper and you're going to explain what's your dream.
What is your big picture?
What is the big picture? Where are you going to be in 2 years? Everything, like the house you want to live in, the place, if you want to travel with a jet, if you want to be, what team you want to be,
what venues,
what venue you want to play, how many musicians with you on stage. Draw the big picture, and we did that, and we brought it to her, and she's like, okay, I don't even want to see it, it's yours.
But I would say that I'd love to just work for RoSaWay, because I'm a teacher too. And I like teaching actually, but now when I'm teaching, I'm like, I should be with RoSaWay right now. And that's one of my dreams, even if it's not a dream actually, but that's mine. Like I like play with other person, other musicians, but it's hard to tell. But when I play with other musicians, that's great, but it's more like play. It's more like a game. It's not like my life. And when I'm with RoSaWay, I can really say what it is, but I feel so alive about that. It's like, I know I'm made to do that. And that's what I'm supposed to do. So one of my big dreams would be to be on stage
with me.
Yeah, only with you. And when I say that, it could be with other musicians, but I mean, like my life will be all about RoSaWay. I would say that.
Well, there is a connection between you two artistically, as well as man and woman, and it'd be really hard to replace that with other musicians on the stage. However, I could actually see you in a much bigger RoSaWay doing a show and having musicians behind you to bring out exactly you two as the sort of the front people, to give you that oomph and that just. And dancers, I could see you with dancers as well, because the beat has room for movement, a lot of movement. And I can see with Rachel, because good thing about you, Rachel, is when you do movement, it is very gentle. It's a very gentle movement, and you're not sort of looking. They look at me, I can dance. You're sort of just doing this sort of. You're always sort of side swaying, and I just think that's the classy. That's the French way of doing it.
I agree.
Thank you. My teacher used to say that you should don't move. You shouldn't move, because I was moving all the time. But yeah.
Well, to be a French flute player, I mean, it's a tough start in life, isn't it? For all you flute players out there, the reason it's a tough start is there's a French school of flute playing that is renowned around the world, and if you don't have a French study book, mostly by Marcel Moyes, then, well, I think you need to go and get one, because the fundamentals, we've all been there. I mean, for me, it was, I had them all. For me, it is the baseline of where I started was the Moyes tone development books, and that was a long time ago. So it's been wonderful to talk to you both. And Stef, you're these two people, Stef and Rachel, are they're just lovely, and they're not only that, but they're very approachable online. So not only will I implore you to visit their website, but also to reach out to RoSaWay on Instagram or RoSaWay on Facebook, but also to both of them anyway, because they, as artistics and finding their way in this really weird world that we live in artistically, they need all our support. In fact, as musicians and creatives, they need our support, because they've been playing to virtual audiences when they finish playing and they can't hear it. There's no applause. There is just, I'm done. And the day they can get back to playing to audiences, everything will come alive. And the thing with these two is that they're alive, even though they're playing to a virtual audience they can't see. And you see the smiles and you see the hard work. There's no difference about playing in front of an audience or playing in front of the cameras to them both. So I salute you both. And I wish the remainder of 2021, but certainly 22, and you'll both be at NAMM, I take it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, I just got my vaccination, my first dose, so I'm ready for NAMM show. Sometimes you just have good luck.
Stef, Rachel, RoSaWay, it's been a privilege as always to speak to you. Keep smiling and keep fighting, because I think that SuperBowl moment is just around the corner again.
Thank you so much.
And look forward to actually catching up with you again soon. I'm hopefully due over in Paris in the not too distant future when we're allowed to drive. So if you're back in, then you know me and coffee.
Same here.
Right, before we go, Rachel and Stef, where can our audience find you?
On socials.
Everywhere on Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok, Twitter,
YouTube, of course,
website, and I think it's
RoSaWay.com. Obviously,
and our Instagram is RoSaWay. How do you say that?
Underscore
music. Okay. And you can find our personal Instagram, Rachel and
Stefana Villaneda. As well. But,
so and you can just hit us up. How do you say that? Hard.
Send us a message.
Send us a message.
Hit us up. Right, RoSaWay is RoSAWay. So it's RoSaWay.com. So I implore you just to go, because for fashionistas alone, Rachel is wearing some wonderful outfits. And Stef is just Stef. I mean, occasionally you'll see him wearing some really good stuff, and he might even have a hat on. But yeah, Rachel's the one that is really, she likes the clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Do I?
So please check them out. And so thank you to Rachel and Stef this week. Next week, Claire is back with her Talking Flutes. So until then, may you have a musically fulfilling week, and may your high F sharp be particularly in tune. Goodbye. Talking Flutes and Talking Flutes Extra are podcast productions by the Trevor James Flute Company. For more information, visit trevorjamesflutes.com.